Welcome to the Berkel operator training for the manual flywheel slicing machine model 330M, the Heritage Prosciutto 13-inch slicer. This video is a supplement to the operator instruction manual that came with your machine. Please refer to your manual if you have any questions. The slicing machine must be used only by personnel who have carefully read the contents of the manual. The operator must be over 18 years of age. See manual for more general safety regulations. The slicing machine has been designed and made to offer maximum safety when in use, during cleaning and ordinary maintenance. The machine is essentially made up of a base that holds a circular blade that is vertically mounted and a sliding carriage on bars parallel to the cutting edge of the blade, which in turn holds a food plate. The food plate is made up of a base plate and an overplate which slides at right angles to the edge of the blade for slicing the food. The overplate also has the food press, which can be regulated in height to keep the product in its proper place during cutting operations. Carriage movement and blade rotation are completely manual. By activating rotation of the flywheel, the carriage is put into motion and the blade is turned. The product is cut during the forward movement of the carriage. Then the carriage returns to the home position and is indexed before the next slice begins. The machine has a sharpener which is extremely easy and safe to use. The flywheel, when turned clockwise, moves the carriage along with simultaneous blade rotation. The thickness of the slice is regulated by turning the graduated scale knob clockwise. To begin slicing, first remove the guard that protects the blade when the slicer is not in use. Loosen the thumb screw and remove the guard, then retighten the thumb screw. To load the goods on the machine, use the flywheel to bring the carriage all the way forward towards the operator. Pull back the sliding overplate completely using the hand wheel. Press the button on the food press arm to raise it. Place the food to be sliced on the overplate. As you lower the food press arm, it will lock into position and will not raise up again unless you use the button to release it. The sharp points on the overplate and the special hand grip will hold the product in place. Make sure the product is hanging over the front of the overplate. The knob is graduated from 0 to 11 for reference. This will determine the thickness of each slice. Bring the overplate with the goods towards the blade by using the rapid advance lever or hand wheel. Turn the flywheel clockwise. During the forward movement of the carriage, the goods will go into the blade and the slice, guided by the slice deflector, will fall onto the plate below. During the return movement of the carriage, the overplate will advance the product towards the blade. This increment is determined by the slice thickness regulating knob. As the product is sliced, the overplate will eventually need to be reset when the stop has been reached. Use the hand wheel overplate advance to reset the overplate. Reseat the meat using the food press arm. Slicing may then resume. Warning: danger of cutting. Use protective gloves which are resistant to cutting and tearing and concentrate on the job at hand. Pay careful attention. The machine must be properly cleaned at least once a day, and if necessary, even more often. To clean the machine, first open the slice deflector. This deflector may be removed after it has been opened. Pull down on the deflector, then slide the bottom away from the slicer. Now pull up and lift the deflector away and wash in a sink. Remove the scrap container under the blade. Take note that there is a curved side that must face towards the blade for proper operation of the container. Wash in a sink. Loosen the knob and lift the sliding overplate with the food press arm. Wash, rinse, and sanitize. We do not recommend full immersion in a sink. Loosen the thumb screw to remove the blade cover. Repeat this process for the second blade cover. Lift the sharpener and turn until it lifts away from the machine. There are tabs on the bottom that, when aligned, will allow the sharpener to be removed. Wash thoroughly. Loosen the food plate and remove. This can also be washed in a sink. The remainder of the machine can then be cleaned and sanitized. We recommend a stiff bristle brush to get at a few hard-to-reach areas thoroughly and safely. Once dry, everything can be reattached. Reinstall the blade covers. Make sure the washer is on the outside of the cover. Do not tighten the knobs on either cover completely at this point. Reinstall the sharpener, making sure that it seats correctly with the blade covers. Finish tightening the blade covers. Reinstall the sliding over plate by seating the lip on the side, then lowering onto the pin. Tighten the knob. Install the food plate and tighten knob. Slide the scrap container back under the blade. Make sure the curved side of the container is facing the blade. Slide the slice deflector down on the pin and re-engage the bottom hinge. Then close. Warning: do not clean the machine with jets of water or steam. Warning: danger of cutting. Use protective gloves which are resistant to cutting and tearing, and concentrate on the job at hand. Pay careful attention. When you notice reduced cutting capacity, it is time to sharpen the blade. Open the slice deflector. Make sure the blade is clean and free of any meat. You do not want to transfer meat contaminants to the grinding stones on the sharpener. Raise the sharpener and turn 180 degrees, then lower it again. Begin operation by turning the flywheel. Move the lever from the 0 position to the sharpening position and hold it for 10 to 15 seconds. Then move the lever to the burr position for 2 to 3 seconds to clean off any burrs. Put the lever back to the 0 position and stop the blade movement. Raise the sharpener again, turn it 180 degrees, and put it back in the original position. Clean the blade and the machine. Note: do not use the burr setting for more than 2 or 3 seconds to avoid damage to the edge of the blade. To lubricate the guide bars of the carriage and the overplate, add a few drops of oil into the hole about every 6 months. Turn the flywheel briefly to distribute the oil. Note: only use white Vaseline oil. Do not use vegetable oils. Please refer to your manual for any further maintenance or questions concerning the 330M slicer. This has been the operator training for the 330M manual flywheel slicing machine. If you have any questions, please visit www.berkelequipment.com or contact Berkel Service.